Hey, this is Brian. Welcome back to the Disturbing Illusion channel. Just want to remind you real quick that before we get into what Alex Jones said about the Elon Musk Trump interview with Sean Hannity, Elon Musk is a techno bro, technocrat, WEF World Economic Forum young global leader who is a billionaire simply because he got handouts from the government. He's for carbon tax, just like World Economic Forum is. He's for universal basic income, just like the World Economic Forum is. He was for the mRNA jabberinos, just like the World Economic Forum was. He's for transhumanism, and he's pushing for a one world government, which makes you think Alex Jones, who's been against globalists for as long as he's been on the air, at least he said he's been against globalists, is now fighting for, in the corner of, and has affectionate feelings for, it appears, a globalist. Listen to this.
It was a very sweet, funny, seriously endearing interview last night with Trump and Musk with Hannity. And really, I've studied Musk carefully. He just really likes things to run well and likes success and has always wanted more kids and more humans. And
that's all it is. Elon Musk he's just like one of us. He just wants things to run well. He wants more kids. He's a loving family man. He gives endearing interviews with Sean Hannity. He's on our side.
Really loves to take on hard, complex tasks and enjoys success. And that used to be what America was known for around the world. And that's why we were the innovators of innovators. So here he is with Trump and Hannity last night. Clip 2.
I would think liberals would love the fact that you have the biggest electric vehicle company in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be adored by the left, you know.
Yeah, not anymore.
Less so these days.
He killed that, huh?
I mean, less.
I really didn't.
Well, I mean, this whole sort of like, you know, they call it like Trump derangement syndrome, and I didn't, you know, you don't realize how real this is until like you can't reason with people.
Now they're calling it Elon derangement syndrome. And let me just be clear about something. Trump derangement syndrome is a moniker they pass out to anybody who would give any measure of constructive, real, truthful criticism and lay it at the feet of Donald Trump, like $6.2 trillion in debt for the big pharma industrial complex and corporate elitists off the backs of the American tax cattle, bailed out by Rothschilds Inc. And by the way, the leftists never say these things. They applauded the CARES Act just like the Republicans did. They don't say anything about them Donald Trump being bailed out by the Rothschilds International Banking Cartel back in the 1990s when he got upside down with Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. They don't say anything about that. They don't condemn Donald Trump for being pro-red flag law, pro-bump stock ban. They don't condemn him for sitting next to Diane Frankenstein saying, I don't know, Mike, I like take the guns first, due process second. So when you offer real criticism against Donald Trump and expose the real tyranny that comes out of his mouth and out of his pen when he makes all these executive orders, you get accused of Trump derangement syndrome just like the left.
So, like, I was at a friend's
now there's Elon derangement syndrome.
Birthday party in LA, just a birthday dinner, and it was like a nice, quiet dinner, and everyone was behaving normally. And then I happened to mention, this is before the election, like a month or two before, I happened to mention the president's name. And it was like they got shot with a dart in the jugular that contained like methamphetamine and rabies, okay? And they're like, wow! And I'm like, what is wrong? Like, guys, like, you just can't have like a normal conversation. Yeah. And it's like, it's like they become completely irrational.
Here's Elon. If the bureaucracy is fighting the will of the people, then we live in a bureaucracy, not a democracy. Here it is.
At the president's request, or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got left in space.
They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were yes, they were left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Okay, it's not good. Now, if I had the weight of the pressure of doing that successfully on my shoulders, I think I'd be, you know. But when we spoke before we did this interview, You are very confident. You think this will be a successful mission.
Well, we don't want to be complacent, but we have brought astronauts back from the space station many times before, and always with success. So, as long as we're not complacent.
When are you going to launch?
I think it's about 4 weeks to bring them back.
About 4 weeks?
Yeah.
And
we're being extremely cautious. Yeah.
You now have the go-ahead.
Yes. Well, thanks to you.
They didn't have the go-ahead with Biden.
What's that?
He was going to leave him in space.
So Elon Musk is saving astronauts, and he's saving the world. And how dare you question it? He's uncovering waste, fraud, and abuse in government. But what if a digital technocracy and dragnet were being set up in the name of exposing and uncovering waste, fraud, and abuse? It's still a digital technocracy, and it's still under Palantir Technologies with Peter Thiel and all the stuff that Elon Musk has going on, including Neuralink, where he wants to replace your brain with a computer chip. And he wants to have a merger between humanity and technology. Transhumanism. And Alex Jones is promoting this. What the flip is going on with you, Alex?
All right. I'm going to go back to the bureaucracy clip in a moment, but I'm glad they played a different clip because I wanted to talk about The View yesterday. And again, you see a lot of stupid stuff from the left. And it's funny until you realize they've been in charge of things. That's why everything's falling apart. But The View is just so ignorant on every topic and every point, and they just spew absolute BS. It's hard to watch. And they went into this long attack. It went on like 20 minutes. I watched it yesterday, but this one piece, like a minute and a half long, is Whoopi Goldberg, and everything she says is wrong and is just ridiculously stated, but it also gives you a view into her mind. Imagine, she's been watching all this spectacular SpaceX exploration and the Falcon Heavies and the Starships and all the rest of them. And, you know, obviously, you don't want to have to go out to the ocean every time a booster falls, and then sometimes you lose them, and then parachutes and all that. You want it to be able to come back down and land. And now, yesterday, they had one of their rockets take off in the U.S. and then go land out in the Caribbean. So that's like Buck Rogers, like the people envisioned 100 years ago, where it takes off and feet come down and it lands like a real spaceship. Not a space shuttle that goes up a space plane and then comes back down. No, it comes back with power. It comes back with fuel. That's what you want to do. That's always been the Holy Grail. So Musk has got that down right now. And he's now 20 years ahead of anybody else, literally, and just accelerating. And then imagine the mind of Whoopi Goldberg and all the other women nodding and agreeing, like, ooh, they're whooping. The audience is whooping, like, this is really, oh, she just got him. She says it's a federal agency, SpaceX, and that we need to pull the federal agency and get rid of the federal. It's not a federal agency, sweetheart.
Let me show you what Whitney Webb here says. She said, if you think the deep state was defeated and all you had to do was pull a lever for the right team and you can just watch as everything is made magically better and do nothing but trust the plan and enjoy the show, you probably confused what deep state actually means with the wing of the uniparty that lost last year's election. Mass complacency at a time of drastic, disruptive change is not a recipe for success. Vigilance and scrutiny matter, as does taking responsibility for your own life and community instead of placing all of your hope for a better life and world in the government. Many of the people who used to distrust the system the most and who also have most of the citizen-held weapons have been led to believe that they can fully trust everything happening and can let their guard down against tyranny. They may not physically come for your guns, but they can still attempt to cognitively disarm the American people. She ends by saying, I also find the narratives that deviating from the trust the plan stance is deemed blackpilling and as peddling paralytic hopelessness very telling, as it frames trust the plan as the only solution for facing the problems of today. Even though I do offer solutions that I think are helpful, I'm still often told I offer none because trust the plan is not one of them. If trusting the plan is the only way to be considered an optimist or solution-minded person to you, the scope of solutions you are willing to consider is both extremely myopic and Q-flavored. In an upcoming video, we may go over Sean Hannity's interview of Donald Trump and Elon Musk, which I found pretty interesting, and the comments even more interesting, just how people are fawning over these two. It's pretty startling, and it's pretty horrific, especially when you realize who these people are and what underpins their ideology. Leave your thoughts about this, and I will see you in the next video.